How's it going, everybody? John MacLennan here, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to jam over a 12-bar blues with a looper pedal. The song we're going to use for our example in today's video is Paying the Cost to Be the Boss by B.B. King. Now this is a blues in the key of B, and I've already put up on my channel a lesson on how to play this bass line part and also the rhythm guitar part. Today we're going to talk about how to record them into a looper pedal and also get into a little bit of soloing over this progression as well. If you haven't learned these guitar parts, you're going to want to check out the other videos that I have in this series of just breaking down Paying the Cost to Be the Boss, and you can get tabs in those videos as well. And then today we're going to just build off those ideas. And before we get started, if you really want to improve your lead playing, you're going to want to check out my book, Melodic Expressions, which you can get completely for free at the link below. This book is all about soloing, and it's got licks over major, minor, and dominant chords. And it's going to come in really handy after you go through the concepts that we've talked about in today's video for just continuing to learn how to solo over this progression. All right, with that said, let's get into the lesson. All right, let's break down this B.B. King blues style, Paying the Cost to Be the Boss. We're going to take all these parts and I'm going to create a loop with my looper pedal right in front of you. So here's the idea. You have to have watched the other videos and learn the parts that I broke down in each video. So the first video goes over the bass line, which sounds like this. Then the next video breaks down the sliding triads, which is sort of that Stormy Monday sound that would be played like this. And now in this video, we're going to put them all together, and then we're going to solo on top of it. So the idea that I would use for soloing would be one of two things to start. Just the first scale would be the blues scale that you're going to want to know. So you're going to start that blues scale on the 7th fret. And it's going to be those notes there. Blues scale. If you know your minor pentatonic, that'll work as well. There's just one note difference there. That's the blues scale there. Minor pentatonic there. And then you've also got a major pentatonic sound, which is a little bit sweeter. That's going to be like this, starting on the note B. Now B.B. King would mix all of that and more together in his lines. You know, he'd start off major, and then minor, phrases like that. So let's start with the bass line first. Now what you want to do is you want to get the tempo first in your mind, and you can play along with the track, or you can use a metronome if you really want to dial this in. So I'm not going to use a metronome, I'm just going to do a basic idea of where I think the tempo's at right now with where I'm feeling it, and we'll see how this turns out. So we're going to play the bass line to start. Now as I hit that first note, I have to tap the looper pedal with my foot at the exact same time, okay? So it's got to go right on it. Then when I get to the end of that 12-bar blues, which is going to be like this, here's the last 4 bars. Stop. So right there, it's got to be calculated perfectly to when the downbeat is. Okay, so if you're playing something that's not playing on the 1, you're going to have to tap your foot independently. And that's where a lot of times people that are starting with looper pedals get off. It's in that loop. And you've also got to make sure that you haven't drifted too far in tempo from where you started. Otherwise, it's going to sound off. So you've got all these different things on top of the playing that you have to work out when you're using a looper. So I'm going to give it a go here. So as I mentioned, I'm going to tap it right when I start the bass line, and then I'm going to get out right at the downbeat of bar 13, which is going to be the top of the 12 bar blues again. And then it's going to loop, okay? And then right after that, I'm going to punch in and I'm going to play the next part as well. So here's the first part. So there's my loop. Okay, I'm gonna stop it. All right, now I'm gonna punch in the second part, and I'm gonna do something that is a studio guitar trick. I will change my sound. So it's gonna sound like slightly like another guitar player, even though I'm playing through the same amp, pretty much the same tone and everything. I'm just gonna change that pickup, so it's gonna give me another dimension to this layer. Okay, now I'm gonna hit play. And the loop is going to start playing, and then I'm going to punch in, and I'm going to decide to punch in on bar 5, which is the 4 chord. And I'm going to let that loop all the way around until bar 5 again, and then I'll get out. So I'm going to get this clean loop of guitar part 2. Here we go. Now I've got both parts happening. Okay, so now I'm gonna start to solo on top of this, and I'm gonna think about using some of those notes in the blues scale, as well as just some ideas that I've stolen from B.B. King. Here's what it sounds like. Have fun jamming with your looper pedal. I hope you got some value out of today's video. Before you go, make sure to download your free book all about soloing. It's really gonna help just unlock the fretboard and give you a lot of different licks and exercises to play over the 12-bar blues. As always, leave any comments for what you'd like to see in upcoming videos below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.